Hello everyone and welcome. In this presentation I'll be sharing the Story Elements Alive unit plan, a 5-lesson sequence that guides students in exploring the essential elements of literature: setting, characters, plot, conflict, and theme. The unit integrates the arts with digital collaboration to make each element come alive for learners. Last week my focus was on Lesson 2, Stepping into Character, where I created a technology-enhanced lesson plan showing the use of tech tools to add meaning and variation to a lesson. Since then, I've expanded that single lesson into a full unit on story elements, organized within a collaborative Google site. This Google site will serve as a hub that houses resources, student work, and interactive spaces for each of the 5 story elements, allowing students to contribute to a shared digital portfolio. For today's discussion, I'll spotlight Lesson 1, Setting the Stage, with an emphasis on collaborative practices woven into the design. We'll look at how Google Docs, Google Slides, Padlet, and the Story Elements Hub Google site work together to support authentic collaboration, and how this structure embodies the ISTE Educator Standard of Collaborator. This video presentation explores how the Story Elements Alive unit plan, and more specifically Lesson 1 on Setting, integrates collaboration and digital tools to support student learning. We begin with collaborative project design, highlighting the purpose of the project, the collaboration process, and engagement strategies that make Lesson 1 interactive and meaningful. Next, we move into the collaborative tool evaluation, examining the roles of Google Docs, Google Slides, Padlet, and Google Sites, their features, strengths, and limitations, and alignment with ISTE standards. Finally, we reflect on collaborative practices, looking at the design choices that shape the unit, the role of peer learning in strengthening understanding, and the future applications of these collaborative structures across disciplines. So let's dive in. First, let's take a look at the collaborative project design. In Lesson 1, students are introduced to setting through descriptive text, imagery, and mood. The purpose of this lesson is to help students identify textual evidence that conveys setting, allow them to explore text evidence collaboratively, and then show their understanding of the imagery and mood the text conveys by translating it into a digital mood board. This not only develops analytical skills, but also supports creativity and group collaboration. So how is this all happening? Let's take a look at the steps of this lesson. First, the introduction, where the teacher models how descriptive language shapes setting by reading aloud a passage and highlighting imagery. Next is modeled instruction. Demonstrate creating a digital mood board using colors, textures, and sounds that reflect the mood. Next is group work. Students work in groups in a shared Google Doc to collect descriptive evidence from the text. Next is the independent activity. Students create a mood board in Canva or Slides to convey the setting and mood drawn from the text evidence gathered in their group. Students will then write a reflection citing the text evidence to back up their choices made within their mood board. Finally, they upload their mood boards to Padlet, along with their reflection to create a gallery of student work. In order to assess student work, they will upload their mood boards and reflections to Padlet. That same Padlet is already embedded in their Google site to serve as a class gallery of work and will later give students a place to post feedback to their peers. The text evidence recorded in Google Docs allows the teacher to monitor student thinking in real time. Once students' final projects are uploaded to Padlet, the teacher can then check for an overall alignment with textual evidence. Finally, in order to differentiate this lesson to meet the needs of all learners, the teacher may provide sentence starters for evidence collection, give options to use images or audio instead of text for English language learners, and slide or Canvas templates are also available for students who need additional structure. Collaboration unfolds in several steps. Each group is assigned a Story Element Hub site, where they can find all the resources, tasks, and shared galleries for the entire unit. First, students navigate to Lesson 1, Setting the Stage, where they will find all the activities and tasks for the lesson on setting. They will also use this hub to access links for live collaboration, submit their work to a shared gallery, and give feedback to peers. All of the tasks have been previously modeled by the teacher in person, but how-to guides and modeled examples are also included here for reference. Allowing for differentiation of content using various modalities builds a deeper understanding of what is being taught. You'll also note that reference items are listed using one color, whereas student tasks are in another. This allows for students to have a clear understanding of what they need to do and what is only included for them to reference. Each part also includes a brief overview of the instructions in the drop-down box. Within this lesson, groups work in a shared Google Doc to collect descriptive evidence from the Giver, Chapter 1. Students then create mood boards and Google Slides representing the atmosphere of the setting. Finished mood boards are uploaded to Padlet where students give feedback to at least 2 peers. All of this is archived on the Google site, ensuring student contributions are visible across the unit. Next, let's talk about engagement strategies. Engagement is fostered by student choice in selecting imagery and visuals, the creative process of designing mood boards with colors, textures, and sound, peer comments on Padlet, which gives students a real audience for their work, and the settings gallery on the Google site, which creates a sense of shared accomplishment. Next, let's evaluate our collaborative tools, beginning with Google Docs. Google Docs allows multiple users to work simultaneously, with features like real-time editing, comments, and version history. Its strength lies in making collaboration visible, so students can co-construct ideas while teachers monitor participation. Limitations include reliance on stable internet and the potential for uneven group contributions. One way around gaining balanced participation is to have students choose a color for their text. This enables the teacher to see who contributed what. Google Docs also has the capability to view versions where it shows who edited the document and how. Finally, alignment with collaboration. Google Docs encourages shared writing and peer feedback, modeling ISTE standards as collaborator and fostering respectful digital communication. Next, we have Google Slides. Google Slides supports creativity through multimedia integration and customizable templates, making it an excellent platform for group projects like presentations, mood boards, or visual storytelling. Google Slides also allows for collaborative editing and input. Strengths include engaging students in visual and design-based learning. Google Slides allows multiple students to collaborate within the same slide deck and supports shared expression of mood and imagery. It also empowers students by giving them choice in the media they use to represent and support their ideas. Some limitations of Google Slides are that students may get distracted by decorative features, so teacher guidance is key. To help students struggling with design and structure, the teacher may provide templates to assist students in maintaining clear and readable content without taking away creative choices. Google Slides aligns strongly with collaborative objectives. By requiring groups to co-create and present their work, it fulfills ISTE's emphasis on creative communication and collaboration, showing students how to merge ideas into a cohesive multimedia product. Next, let's look at Padlet. Padlet acts as a collaborative wall where students can post text, images, videos, or links to intentionally structured multimedia wall that allows for peer commenting, threaded discussions, and real-time updates. Some strengths of Padlet are that it builds an authentic audience for student work, since peers can view and respond to each other's contributions. Side-by-side display fosters comparison of interpretations. Its main strength is creating a feedback cycle that builds community dialogue. Limitations for Padlet include the need for clear digital citizenship norms to prevent shallow or unhelpful comments. Another limitation is that a Padlet wall can become overwhelming if too many posts appear at once. However, Padlet does offer various ways to structure posts, which gives the teacher the option to be intentional in how they appear on the wall. Finally, the use of Padlet directly supports ISTE Educator as collaborator by giving students a digital space for authentic peer-to-peer interaction, reinforcing ISTE 1C by creating a collaborative online environment for feedback and dialogue. The last tool we'll look at is Google Sites. Google Sites serves as a central hub where student work, resources, and collaborative tools are brought together in one accessible space. Its features allow teachers to embed Google Docs, slides, Padlets, videos, and other external links directly onto the site, creating a seamless experience for students who no longer need to jump between multiple platforms. By linking Google Drive folders to the site, teachers can maintain organization on the back end, making it easier to manage student submissions and update resources as the unit evolves. The strengths of using Google Sites lie in its ability to function as a living portfolio of collective learning. Students can see not only their own contributions, but also those of their peers, which fosters a sense of community and accountability. This visibility strengthens collaboration by allowing students to learn from different perspectives and build upon each other's work. It also provides teachers with a structured way to showcase student growth across lessons or units, giving both students and teachers a clear narrative of progress. However, Google Sites is not without limitations. Setting up and maintaining the site requires upfront planning and ongoing teacher curation to ensure that pages remain organized and accessible. Without clear guidance, students may struggle to navigate the site effectively or overlook important embedded tools and resources. The simplicity of its design, while user-friendly, also means there are fewer customization options compared to more advanced website platforms. Despite these challenges, Google Sites aligns strongly with collaborative goals. It embodies the ISTE Educator Standard of Collaborator by serving as a shared digital hub where all work is archived, connections between tools are made visible, and students contribute to a collective body of knowledge. More than just a storage space, it becomes a platform for authentic collaboration where students practice digital citizenship, give and receive feedback, and see their individual efforts as part of a larger learning community. In designing Lesson 1, collaboration was built intentionally across multiple tools, each playing a different role in the process. Google Docs provides a space for students to co-construct textual evidence, which created a strong foundation of shared understanding. From there, Google Slides allowed groups to express that evidence visually, translating the language of text into mood and imagery. Padlet extends the work by giving students a public space to share their boards and provide feedback to one another, ensuring that learning didn't stop at individual creation. Finally, Google Sites brought everything together into a collective archive, highlighting the unit as an ongoing story of collaboration. One of the most powerful aspects of this design is the way it supports peer learning. By engaging with the work of classmates, students encounter new perspectives and interpretations of the same text. This exposure challenges them to refine their own thinking and recognize that meaning is constructed in community. Tools like Padlet and Google Sites make this possible by preserving student contributions in shared spaces. Instead of disappearing after class, their ideas live on, building a record of collective insight that students can return to, learn from, and build upon. The collaborative structure of this lesson can easily extend into other disciplines. In science, mood boards could be used to represent ecosystems, blending imagery and text to capture environmental details. In social studies, Padlet could showcase cultural artifacts, allowing students to compare and comment on different time periods or traditions. In the arts, Google Sites could serve as a digital gallery, archiving student work across a semester or an entire program. It's also important to remember that what we see here is just Lesson 1 of a larger unit plan. The following lessons in the Story Elements Alive unit will build upon this foundation with activities focused on characters, plot, conflict, and theme. Each of these lessons is also designed around collaborative digital tools and is housed within the Google Site Hub, giving students a cohesive and connected experience as they move through the unit. This continuity reinforces that collaboration is not just a one-time event, but an ongoing process across multiple story elements. Within this lesson, collaboration is intentionally layered across tools, Docs, Slides, Padlet, and Sites, to support shared learning. Google Docs fosters transparency and accountability in group writing and evidence gathering. Google Slides engages creativity and allows groups to co-design multimedia representations of ideas. Padlet creates an authentic audience, encouraging feedback, dialogue, and digital citizenship. Finally, Google Sites functions as a central hub, archiving collective work and connecting all collaborative tools. Each tool has clear strengths and limitations, which require teacher facilitation and structure. Together, these tools embody the ISTE Educator as Collaborator standard by transforming individual tasks into community-driven learning experiences. The unit design emphasizes student ownership, peer learning, and authentic engagement across multiple lessons. For me as an educator, this project reinforces the importance of evaluating collaborative tools for how they encourage interaction, feedback, and shared ownership of learning. It also brings the ISTE Educator as Collaborator standard to life, reminding me that technology integration is not just about efficiency or engagement, but about creating authentic opportunities for students to learn with and from one another across a unit of study. Key takeaways. The ISTE Educator as Collaborator standard emphasizes that technology integration is not just about using tools, but about designing experiences where students co-create, share, and learn together. Evaluating collaborative tools requires looking beyond surface features to understand how they foster authentic interaction, feedback, and shared ownership of learning. Each tool carries its own strengths and limitations, so intentional pairing and scaffolding are critical to maximizing collaboration and minimizing barriers. A central hub like Google Sites highlights the importance of connecting tools into a cohesive ecosystem, rather than using them in isolation. Reflection on tool use helps refine lesson design, ensuring technology enhances, not replaces, the collaborative practices we want students to experience. As an educator, aligning tools with collaborative standards shifts the focus from individual product creation to community-driven learning processes. Continuous evaluation of digital tools strengthens my role as a collaborator with both my students and colleagues, modeling the very practices I aim to instill in my classroom. Thank you for watching.